We got to put somebody in timeout. Are you ready?
You've been a naughty boy.
You've been bad.
I might have to put you on timeout.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
You're going into a timeout.
I might have to put you on timeout.
Time for Donna and Steve to put somebody in timeout.
Timeout. Timeout. Timeout.
Okay, today I am going to put Justine Bateman in timeout. So she called Prince Harry and Meghan Markle disaster tourists. They got wind of it. They find it offensive. Basically, photos surfaced of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and they were distributing food and supplies to victims outside of the Pasadena Convention Center. And she wrote, and by she, I mean Justine Bateman, said, it is offensive. I'm sorry. She said, hold on. First of all, the couple lives 90 miles north of the city. Keep that in mind. Meghan Markle was born and grew up in LA.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, they say that's home for her.
Yes. And it will always be home for her. So, and they've dedicated like so many hours to volunteering long before the media caught wind of their involvement. And Justine Bateman just basically said that this was a repulsive photo op. They're touring the damage. Are they politicians now? They don't live here. They're tourists, disaster tourists. Hashtag Palisades Fire. I find it offensive as well because to me, even if, which I don't believe is the case, even if this was a photo op and they are helping, like truly helping, who cares? People need help.
So you're saying you're disagreeing with Justine Bateman.
I do disagree. I really do think they're philanthropic and that's their thing. Charitable efforts, and
well, I think of it even maybe a less sophisticated take than that, which is this is probably the wrong thing to be commenting on or putting out there during this time, because if there's any kind of net gain from them being there, even just 4 extra hands, right?
Or to bring attention.
Or if it is that, but even if it's just them being there, or if it is to shed a little more light on it, I just don't know that it's worthy of nitpicking and taking, offering your own sort of hot take on why you think it's not cool that they're there. And it feels like there is on the part of Justine Bateman, it feels like there is quite a bit of conjecture in this, saying you've come up with your narrative
right
as to why on earth they could possibly be there. And I feel like Justine Bateman probably would not want that sort of conjecture offered to her if she were spotted out and about helping something that she did care about. I don't know. It just felt like a weird take for her to have.
If anything, it feels like she's the one who is seeking attention
by injecting herself into.
Yeah. Like, let it be, lady. This is like, there are people's lives that have been dramatically and tragically affected. Who cares? I wouldn't even care what your motive was, as long as you're getting the job done, as long as you're helping and you're, boots on the ground, and out there and doing all the things. And if anything, it's going to bring more attention to people who are fans of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, to say, okay, this is something they support. I need to support it. Whatever, nothing bad could come of that. I just think it's very nitpicky and icky. She put the ick in nitpick.
Oh, yeah, and pick. Yeah,
you're right.
Okay, I just had to check to make sure.
Thank you. Anyway, that's why Justine Bateman is in timeout.
I want to put someone in timeout, and it has to do with Brad Pitt, but I'm not putting Brad Pitt in timeout.
Okay.
But I don't know if I should put these scammers in timeout first and foremost, or maybe a shared timeout space with the scammed as well. Am I being too harsh here?
The victim, you mean?
Yeah, am I victim blaming?
Oh, well, let's find out.
All right. I just saw this. Brad Pitt is trending on Twitter right now. So I went to check. And there is it appears to be the originating post from Culture Crave. There are these pictures of Brad Pitt. Let's see, a total of like 6 on this little slideshow. And it says a French woman was scammed out of over $800,000.
What?
By someone pretending to be Brad Pitt. According to them, there's a scammer that DM'd her on Instagram and convinced her with AI-generated videos and edited images.
Mm-hmm.
The French woman divorced her husband, thinking they would get together.
Stop it.
It goes on. The scammer convinced her that his bank accounts, his being Brad Pitt, were locked because of his divorce with Angelina Jolie and that he needed more money for a kidney surgery. Now, if these are the pictures that I'm looking at, these are AI-generated photos of Brad Pitt in various states of hospital gowns from hospital beds, taking all these pictures, DMing them to her.
Why? Okay.
She finally realized it was fake when Brad Pitt was seen on the news with a new girlfriend. This is apparently the third person in Europe who has been scammed by fraudsters pretending to be Brad Pitt in just the past year.
This is very common because Johnny Depp had put out a warning about this. I think Tom Hanks may have put out a warning about this.
Not cool scammers.
Why would Brad Pitt be picking this random person?
So I say not cool scammers. You're in timeout. And internet users for not knowing that it's not Brad Pitt.
And the victim? Nice. Guess what? You're in timeout.
For victim shaming.
That's right.
Dang it.